my comrades in gaming. How's it hanging? Ran400 here, bringing you another episode, I guess episode 2 of Weapons Cycled, and today we'll be using the AA-12 shotgun on Seatown, playing a little Domination under some ground war. So yeah, we'll get right into like the shotgun class type of thing. So if you're going to be using a shotgun, I mean, we're going to be honest here, you're not really going to be playing serious. I mean, you can try to do well with it, like, I mean, obviously, if you're playing the game, you're going to try to do well. But, I mean, let's be honest, if you really want to do well, you're going to be using an assault rifle, you know, Type 95, G36C, just some assault rifle. I mean, it's more, shotguns are more for, like, lulls, you know, just more for sport. Not really anything serious. But if you want to do well, I mean, you can set up your class so that you do well. I don't really know, I don't actually see that many people using the shotgun. The only shotgun that's actually semi-decent, and actually I've seen a lot of people use, is the striker. And I had 2 bullets here, so I was like, someone's dying there. There's a good candidate. But yeah, so the striker's probably your best bet if you're going to be using a shotgun, just because it seems like it has the best range, and I mean, obviously it can fire fast because it's, I mean, you pull the trigger every time you shoot a bullet, or I guess a pellet thing. I don't even know. I'll call it a canister, but basically, we'll go with buckshot. How about that? I'm so used to playing Battlefield, I'm so used to hearing like buckshot, that sort of thing. But yeah, striker's probably your best candidate. I mean, the Spaz 12 is decent, especially if you have a grip. Any shotgun, apparently, with extended mags makes it that much better, just because you can fire, you get more pellets per bullet, or per shot. So that's probably your best bet if you're going to be running something there. As far as perks go for the shotguns, first perk is probably going to be extreme conditioning, at least that's what I use. Just because, I mean, if you're using a shotgun, range is going to be your biggest issue, right? So, I mean, long range, you're kind of screwed, just because if you run into somebody with a sniper rifle or an assault rifle, there's no way you're hitting them at long range. Mid-range, you're kind of screwed too, just because even if you can hit them, it's going to take like a bazillion shots to kill them. So, basically, your best bet is to get in close, get up close personal, and just try to take them out that way. And that'll be your best bet when you're using the shotgun. So, extreme conditioning, if you have it pro, you can mantle, I think they call it mantling objects, but you can jump over objects a lot faster. So keep that in mind if you get it pro, and it's actually really, it can save your life really easy that way. Third perk is probably going to be steady aim. That's probably your key perk right there, is steady aim. Just because, I mean, if you're using a shotgun, you're not really ADSing, you're not really aiming down your sights. You're going to be in close, and then you're just going to start popping the trigger as fast as you can, or just shooting them. So, I mean, steady aim, just so that you have that extra, like, accuracy there. Second perk doesn't really matter. I would probably say, like, I think I'm using quick draw on here for some strange reason, but there's really no point in me using quick draw here. I would probably say use hardline as your second perk, and if, I mean, there's blast shield, you can use assassin's probably another good one. It's like the standard second perk, but I mean, quick draw is pretty useless just because, yeah, you're gonna aim down the sights faster. Yeah, let's see. I don't even think I aimed down the sights like once in this match. So that's pretty useless to me here. It is good if you have it pro, just so that you can throw stuns or flashes faster, but that's about it. Overkill is something that actually is kind of good, especially with a shotgun, just because you can use overkill. What I've been kind of messing around with is using a riot shield with a shotgun. I think riot shield with a model was my last class, so you have your shotgun, you have your riot shield. Most people, whenever they see a riot shield person, they either A, try to shoot through the riot shield, and B, try to knife around the person, or sometimes it seems like they knife through the riot shield. But usually they'll just come straight at you, because they think you're either going to do one of two things. 1, throw a knife, 2, throw C4. Mostly they're thinking the knife. But, so, as your second gun, you can have a shotgun or something, and then, if you have Sleight of Hand Pro, you can switch weapons faster, right? But you have to have the Pro version. So basically, they get in close, you switch to your shotgun, and then you just mess their life up. That's more or less how it goes. But that's more of a, that's again not really that serious. Probably the more reasonable one would be to have Overkill Pro, your first gun be a assault rifle. So, you know, G36C, you know, the usual suspects, Type 95, usual assault rifles. And then your secondary weapon can be like the striker as a shotgun. So if you're going into a building with really close quarters like this one here, you know, you can have a striker, probably because it's going to outpace the Type 95. So yeah, that's something I would ask you to consider, just because, you know, it makes it a little interesting. You don't see too many people using overkill, and, you know, you want to be a little bit original. Not really. I mean, I don't know. I've been playing this recently, and obviously a lot of people I see prestiged. Everybody's been shooting people with assault rifles. That's basically all I see anymore. You know, you got your ACR, your SCAR, you know, your Type 95, G36C. Not so much AK-47 or FAD, but I mean, you get your assault rifles. There's the sniper rifles, but I mean, again, if you're using a shotgun, you're using it for sport. So that's more or less what I would say with the shotguns. I don't know what I have on the AA-12. I think it's just an AA-12 right now. I would again suggest extended mags on any shotgun just because you get that more pellets per shot. And proficiency, you know, you can use attachments if you want. A grip with extended mags is nice, I guess. I don't think I have any. Oh yeah, I just got 10 kills with that. So yeah, I really don't have anything for it. I think I might have kick on it, but so yeah, basically that's a choose your poison there. If you can get it up as high, you know, you can choose damage as a perk or melee. Actually, you probably choose damage as your proficiency. So yeah, suggest doing that if you get it that high. But no one really gets shotguns that high. If you do, I applaud you. I'll actually give you a clap right now, just because it's really hard to do. You have to be really trying for it too. So yeah. On a side note, that's basically all I wanted to say about shotguns. So on a side note, I got a game at used game store, I think for $10. I actually saw it. It's called Enslaved: Odyssey to the West, and it's actually really good. I saw it somewhere for $9, so I got gypped $1, but you know, it is what it is. I'm not gonna fret over $1. I was actually watching it. It came out in 2010. So Enslaved. It's called Enslaved: Odyssey to the West. It came out in 2010. It was made by Namco. And it kind of follows in like the post-apocalyptic war. Basically what happens, the humans are basically enslaved by the slavers, and you basically got to go free the slaves. That's more or less what happens. So it's actually a really good game. If it's only single player, so sorry, no multiplayer. If you're a multiplayer kind of person, you know, you're kind of out of luck there. But if you want like an idea for how it plays, it's like the platforming style. It's like a Prince of Persia platforming, a lot easier than Prince of Persia. I mean, you could probably play it on hard in the beginning, and the platforming is not going to give you any trouble. They don't really scale up the platforming. They only really scale up the combat. The combat, if you guys ever played Dynasty Warriors, and I gotta tell you, ever since PlayStation 2 came out, I was like the biggest fan of Dynasty Warriors. You didn't need to think. It was basically just mash the buttons, and you'll do well. It was a hack and slash. That's what it is. It's a hack and slash. So yeah, I kind of fell in love with the Dynasty games. I have 2 through 6. I haven't got 7 yet. Dynasty Warriors 7 is actually really, apparently it's really good. I watched the trailers, and that the music's really good. If you want like really cool epic music, say you're going to work out or something, you know, you can get some Dynasty Warriors 7 music popping in your iPod, and you'll be set. That'll get you motivated right there. But yeah, so Enslaved: Odyssey of the West, it's Prince of Persia platforming with Dynasty Warriors fighting. So it's a little bit more complicated than Dynasty Warriors as far as the fighting is concerned, but I mean it's basically the same thing. You have your weak attack, strong attack. You have blocking. You can evade in Enslaved. You can invade. Yeah, you can evade, counterattack, that sort of stuff. And there's your power attack. So it's very similar. I would suggest picking it up. It's only about 6 to 8 hour single player, but it's really good. You can get it for really cheap. It was one of the overlooked games of last year. So, along with Vanquish is another overlooked game. But yeah. So that's what I would say if you're interested in like a single player game. You know, it keeps you occupied for a little bit. So, alright, so 38.9. I mean, pretty good. You know, I kind of switched after the AA-12 after it ran out of bullets. But, alright guys, peace out. I will see you next time.